Happy lunch hour, guys. All right, I got a question for you. How would you feel if your state decided to get rid of property tax? No more property tax on your house, anything of the sort. Probably be pretty thrilled, right? It's something we talk about. Many people say all the time. You really never own your house or whatever it is because you're renting the property from the government or whatever, right? I'll agree with you. Now, I've also said on the other side of things, I like the fact that we have police departments, fire departments, traffic signals, yada, 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 which is paid for by property tax. But what if we could get rid of it? What if somebody actually had this radical idea to eliminate property tax? Leave it to the conservative side of things, and you can argue with me as much as you want here about maybe a rhino, maybe not. Greg Abbott down in Texas has called a special legislative session for the Texas legislature, and one of the things that they are going to discuss is to entirely eliminate homeowners' property taxes. Not a bad idea, okay? Can Texas do it? Maybe, okay? So here's the deal. You guys already know there's no income tax, state income tax in Texas, so we don't have to worry about that. The state level sales tax in Texas is 6.25%. Okay, then if they add on any local or county or anything like that, that's going to go on top. I guess the average sales tax rate across Texas is about 8.05%, but the state sales tax rate is 6.25%. Okay, so can the state as big as Texas, a state as populated as Texas, function on 6.25%? Maybe. Okay. And this is where you get into something else. What states operate with a budget surplus, in other words, have more money than bills, and what states have more bills than money? I'll bet you that y'all can guess which way the political divide is. Okay, I'll give you this. All right, there are 19 states out of 50. Unlike what Barry Obama thinks, there are not 57 states. There are 50. Okay, 19 of them. The state has more money than it has bills. Okay, to give you this, what it would take per taxpayer, how much extra they have, or how much shortfall they have. The number one state with the most extra is Alaska. Alaska has $96,800 extra per taxpayer than they have bills. Okay? The worst one, probably get this one wrong if I asked you to guess, is actually Jersey. In order for Jersey to pay all their bills, each taxpayer in the state would have to send the state $58,700. Okay, there's the difference. There are 19 states, and I'll read these to you real quick because it's easier. Alaska, North Dakota, Wyoming, Utah, South Dakota, Nebraska, Tennessee, Oregon, Idaho, Oklahoma, Iowa, Virginia, Minnesota, North Carolina, Indiana, West Virginia, Arkansas, Florida, and Montana. All those states have more money in the bank than they have bills. If you live in one of those states, good, okay? If you live in any of the other 31, sorry, the state's needs money from you just to pay the bills. If you want a breakdown of this one, just to give you an idea, all right? Of the 19 states that have a surplus of money, only 3 of them voted for Biden, okay? It was what did I say in there? Minnesota, Virginia, and Oregon, I believe, were the 3, okay? And Virginia now has a Republican governor. 8 of the 31 states that have a deficit are Trump states. The interesting part where I bring this up about Texas is one of the 31. In order for Texas to meet all its bills, each taxpayer, the entire state of Texas, would have to send the government, the state government, a check for $6,600. So if they've got a tax shortfall of $6,600 per taxpayer, or not tax shortfall, but budget shortfall, how in the hell could they eliminate property tax? Okay. Well, we may see this coming because here's a little fact that maybe people don't know. We all know there's a mass migration. People are leaving California in droves. They're leaving Illinois in droves. They're leaving New York in droves. I actually talked to somebody yesterday down on my driveway, out of the street here, who they were from Long Island coming to look at property up the mountain here. Okay. So yeah, New Yorkers are coming to Tennessee too. I mean, up the mountain, there's one property owner that's from New York. There's another property owner that's from California, Bay Area. Yes, both conservative too. Everybody up the mountain is conservative. The Trump flags are out all over the place, including mine. Okay. Texas, what they never talk about, they talk about where all these people leave from. You hear all these numbers, 700,000 people have left California, whatever. Texas right now, get this, is seeing an influx of 30,000 people per day. Okay? Now, yes, I will agree with you on this one that a lot of them are coming across the southern border. Okay? But Joe wants to make them taxpayers, right? Somehow. As they ship them all to New York, Eric Adams is saying, well, if you've seen this, mayor of New York City, we need homeowners to start taking in all these illegals. Yes, that's New York City. You wonder why people are leaving. Gavin Newsom is out there screaming, now he's threatening to sue. Get this is the fun part. Gavin Newsom, governor of California, is threatening to sue Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, because of plane loads of illegals coming from Texas. Yes, that's liberal logic for you. Okay, tell me Newsom isn't trying to politically posture for a possible 2024 run. But California is screaming, we don't want the illegals. We don't want the illegals. Mind you, New York City. California is a sanctuary state. New York City is a sanctuary city. We all know about Chicago screaming bloody murder about being a sanctuary city, but don't want anybody. So here's the deal. Greg Abbott may have figured out a way to make citizens benefit from this debacle that Biden has created. Is okay. You don't have to pay property tax anymore because the illegals sure as hell ain't buying a house. Okay. So they're going to have to rent somewhere. Okay. Now, this was on no property tax on personal residential properties, not on businesses. So the property tax would still apply to the apartments that would be rented out to all the illegals. The owners of the apartments obviously add the property tax to the apartment rent. So good. You want to help the American people? Greg Abbott has an idea. We'll give the American citizens a tax break, and we'll just tax the illegals to pay for it. How about that for an idea? Can Texas pull it off? I don't know. If they manage to, there's certainly 19 states that could do the same thing. Now, you're not talking about densely populated states, Alaska, North Dakota, Wyoming being the top three, sure? Okay. But you start getting into Tennessee, Oklahoma, Iowa, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida. These states are all operating with a budget surplus, and a lot of people live there. I live in one of them. If you live in some of these states, how would you like to find that your property taxes went poof? Keep an eye on what's going on in Texas. It's very interesting that we're seeing some very good ideas and some crummy ones, don't get me wrong, okay, coming out of Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Tennessee, to use the term, make America great again. Pinball out.